Hi, Mase.
Hi!
There. Okay. Good afternoon. I'm Shawn Yao, and this is One News Now. President Duterte supports the Defense Department's move to terminate the UP-DND accord, according to Palace spokesman Harry Roque. For more details, we have Marcel Halili joining us live from Mandaluyong. Mase, what did Roque have to say on the matter of the UP-DND accord?
Yeah, Sean, presidential spokesperson Harry Roque in his briefing this afternoon said that the issue about the UP Accord is between the Defense Department and the management of the University of the Philippines. Since the president of the University of the Philippines has already expressed his sentiments, saying that this move is unnecessary and uncalled for, Secretary Roque said that it is necessary for the UP leadership as well as the leaders of the Defense Department to have a dialogue about this. Secretary Roque also mentioned that President Duterte supports the move of Defense Secretary Delfino Renzana, considering that he is his alter ego. And it is very clear, based on the statement of Secretary Lorenzana, that the reason behind this move is to monitor the students that are being recruited by alleged communist party.
All right, moving on now to other topics. Of course, vaccines still top of mind. Any updates on procurement of vaccines or changes in the dates perhaps of arrival?
So far, Sean, vaccine czar Carlito Galvez reiterated that they expect the arrival of Sinovac vaccine from China approximately by February 20. But the inoculation will not start on that day due to some process. They still have to coordinate with the cold chains and the local government units for its distribution. So given the procedure that they have to follow, probably it will take another 10 days before the inoculation starts. And they cannot give an exact date for the arrival of vaccines from the COVAX facility, particularly the Pfizer vaccine, which will come from US, but they still expect it to arrive come February. When it comes to Moderna, the initial negotiation with its manufacturer, they said that it is expected to arrive by a third or fourth quarter of this year. But upon recent dialogue with the manufacturer, Secretary Carlito Galvez said that it is possible that Moderna vaccine will arrive come May of this year.
All right, definitely all within the first half. Now, going to costs or price of the vaccine, Mase, I heard last night that both Secretary Duque and, of course, Secretary Galvez also said that they're bound by disclosure agreements or non-disclosure agreements. So any idea when we'll find out exactly how much these vaccines cost?
You're right, Sean. Both Secretary Galvez and Secretary Duque said that they cannot divulge the price of the vaccine because of the confidentiality clause signed by the national government. And
Hi, Mase, are you still there?
yeah, Sean, can you
Okay.
hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. All right. Of course, in the news the past couple of days, the deaths of about 30 elderly in Norway. Did the palace spokesman have anything to say over that matter in terms of how we should react to that or how the government is reacting to that?
Yeah, Sean. Secretary okay, reiterated what the Director General of the Food and Drug Administration, Eric Domingo, mentioned in his statement earlier. Director General Domingo, or Undersecretary Domingo, said that they have already coordinated with their counterparts in Norway to discuss the possible side effects of Pfizer. It seems that they are planning to draft guidelines to be followed by the Philippine government in terms of using Pfizer for the inoculation. This will include the necessary caution in the usage of vaccine, particularly on elderlies and those with allergies, because these are the possible reasons that they see for that may cause the death of
All right, I think we lost Mase again. Hello? All right, thank you so much anyways for your time. Maricel Halili joining us live from Mandaluyong. Meanwhile, the Food and Drug Administration says it may revoke the emergency use authority of a vaccine maker at any time over safety concerns. In today's Laging Handa briefing, FDA Director General Eric Domingo responded to issues raised by the public after the deaths of Pfizer-vaccinated elderly patients in Norway. He said they are coordinating with officials in the Nordic country about the ongoing investigation. Domingo also noted that conditions for the use of the vaccine, particularly among senior citizens, could be revised depending on the result of the investigation. The AFP reports that the director of Norway's Institute of Public Health has stated that no link was established between the Pfizer vaccine and the deaths.
Ang maganda naman po, at least maiiwasan na po natin ang mga problema na ito kapag nagkaroon na ng rollout dito sa Pilipinas.
And the DILG has asked LGUs to secure COVID-19 vaccines for only up to half of their populations to avoid duplication in supplies. Interior Undersecretary Jonathan Malaya tells Agenda that the national government should still be the priority of pharmaceutical companies. Vaccines from various manufacturers are expected to arrive beginning next month. Malaya says LGUs with existing agreements with drug makers might receive theirs by the third quarter.
Whether it's a poor or rich LGU, or whether the LGU has already signed an agreement with whoever, pero basta nandun siya sa priority ng mga lugar na mataas ang kaso, magba-vaccinate na siya. Para naman hindi magdoble-doble kasi bumili na siya national government at bumili din sa LGU, sinabi na lang namin,
yeah.
50%.
Malaya also assuaged concerns on supposed fewer contact tracers nationwide despite fears of the new COVID-19 variant. He says the DILG rehired just 15,000 contact tracers as there are already enough of them deployed in various LGUs. Malaya also notes that there's actually a surplus in the total number of contact tracers nationwide, which is currently at 256,000.
May mga lugar na po na wala ng kaso. May mga lugar na kaso that they're now, that the IATF is now considering to go back to new normal. And wala ng quarantine classification. So, ang daming lugar na ito. And we don't need contact tracers, DILG hard contact tracers there anymore. All we need are the existing regular contact tracers of the local government unit.
Pausing for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The city of Tuguegarao in Cagayan could be placed under enhanced community quarantine for 10 days. In today's Laging Handa briefing, Cagayan Governor Manuel Mamba said this proposal is now up for the approval of the regional IATF. Mamba notes that the move was driven by the increase of COVID-19 infections in the city over the last several weeks. According to the official, they are now preparing relief goods and other forms of assistance for the residents of Tuguegarao.
This time, mas lalong dumami kasi and our local transmission, especially community transmission, ay almost 40% of the cases. So nakikita ko that this time ay siguro aayunan na ng RITF ito.
And Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana believes that the UP-DND Accord that was signed in 1989 is obsolete and therefore needs to be terminated. Lorenzana says the university has become a breeding ground of extremists during the life of the agreement. The secretary also appealed to the UP community for cooperation to protect students from what he describes as destructive armed struggle. Meanwhile, Sonia Soto, a former student leader who signed the 1989 accord, is wary of the government's latest move. Soto says the agreement is a product of democratic reforms pushed by the youth at the time and should not be easily dismissed by the government. The 1989 accord succeeded a 1982 agreement signed by Soto and then Defense Minister Juan Ponce Enrile, aiming to protect UP from military intervention. In other news, U.S. Vice President-elect Kamala Harris has officially resigned from her Senate seat 2 days before her inauguration with President-elect Joe Biden. Harris served as a senator of the western state of California since 2017. In a farewell video, the former senator thanked her Californian constituents for the honor of representing the state and acknowledged the challenges that came along with it. California Secretary of State Alex Padilla will replace her in the upper chamber.
I just wanted to say thank you. Of course, I'm not saying goodbye. In many ways, I'm now saying hello as your vice president. But I do want to thank you for the honor of representing the place of my birth as a proud daughter of California.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.